Everyone is talking about Caleb Malhotra, but while the scouts are looking at the stats, they're missing the one detail that separates a top prospect from a generational talent. Today, we're breaking down a confidential scout report that confirms what we've all suspected. Malhotra isn't just a safe pick for the Canucks, he's a franchise altering piece they've been waiting for since the Sedins. We're diving into the profile and the metrics that prove why he's a one of one prospect in the 2026 draft. If you think you know his ceiling, think again. So let's go ahead and check out his profile. Let's scroll down here. There we go. All right. Caleb Malhotra, 2026 NHL prospect profile. I know a lot of people are excited and looking forward to this particular profile. So let's go ahead and check it out. So, of course, the current team that he plays for is the Brantford Bulldogs of the OHL. He was born June 2nd, 2008 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and he is 6'2", 182 pounds, shoots left. He is a center. So we're taking a bit of a break from those few defensemen that we did, back to back. So we got ourselves a center. And of course, we've had, McKenna and Stenberg as wingers. So this is our first center for our prospects profile. Of course, this year is his first year eligible for the NHL Draft. NHL Central Scouting has him ranked 5th amongst North American skaters. Elite Prospects has him at 8th. McKean's Hockey has him at 9th. Peter Berrettini's March rankings has him at 3rd. Andrew Forbes' February rankings has him at 7th. Jordan Orth's February rankings has him at 5th. Smat Scouting has him ranked at 27th. Craig Button for TSN has him ranked at 11th. Dobber Prospects midseason rankings has him at 20th. And then you have Tony Ferrari of the Hockey News at 17th. The 2026 NHL Draft may be lacking in top-tier centers compared to other years, but Caleb Malhotra is one who continues to exceed expectations. Of course, the son of former NHLer Manny and nephew to two-time NBA MVP Steve Nash, Caleb has elevated his play throughout the season while standing out in all major showcase events. As a rookie in the OHL, Malhotra has been very consistent with his production on a very deep and lethal Brantford Bulldogs team. He has 81 points in 63 games, good for 12th in the league, scoring second among rookies behind Saginaw Spirit forward Nikita Klepov, and has the 16th best points per game average with 1.29. Malhotra's biggest strength lies in his hockey IQ and instincts. Both with and without the puck, he sees the ice and processes the game very well, as he's always 1 or 2 steps ahead of the competition. He's always in control, dominating and dictating the pace every shift. He spots the open spaces very well, attacking with intent or by sneaking in undetected to make himself open for scoring opportunities. He competes hard and never gives up on plays, sticking with it to make something out of nothing. When he has the puck, Malhotra is completely unpredictable and creative. He has quick and soft hands to pull off dekes in tight spaces quickly, and he does it without breaking stride. He's a playmaker, but you shouldn't underestimate his shot, as he has pinpoint accuracy in the middle of the ice or even on low angles. He draws in defending players in the offensive zone flawlessly to open things up and connects with his passes through traffic with his playmaking vision. He quickly evades pressure with his agility and mobility, all while getting players out of position, and that's when he goes on the attack. Malhotra's shifty with his movements and edge work, fending off pressure and creating more space for himself and for his teammates to make quick touch passes or finding the open seams. He's a quick and agile skater, breaking free from defenders in an instant, but he's the most dangerous off the rush. There have been plenty of instances where he builds up speed in the defensive zone, reaches top speed through the neutral zone, can easily beat defenders one-on-one to blow by them for a dangerous scoring chance. Without the puck, Malhotra asserts his dominance just as well, as he has exceptional detail and awareness. He does a great job to anticipate plays in all situations, getting into lanes to intercept pucks while transitioning to offense quickly. He's quick on the back check to take away time and space and provides great support for his teammates in board battles. He hounds and battles for loose pucks and wins them with his speed when chasing down to win those 50-50 puck battles. There are very few flaws to Malhotra's game, as he possesses all the qualities needed to succeed in any situation that he's in. He has mentioned that he plays with an edge and can be physical, but would want to utilize that more. Aside from that, there isn't really anything that's glaring from the times I've watched. I have always come away impressed with every single aspect of his game. Now let's take a look at his NHL draft projection. There's a major lack of centers in this year's draft, and while it's predominantly wingers and defenders, Malhotra has made his case to be the first center taken off the board. Where that will be is really the question. There isn't any doubt that he's solidified himself as a top 10 player, and most have him in that 7 to 10 range. Could he push himself further up into the top 5 or possibly even the top 3? It's obviously not out of the question. Let's take a look at some quotes here. Malhotra has the skill to create off the rush and make plays on the power play. He also can match up against top lines in a shutdown role if required. His combination of speed, hockey IQ, consistent compete, and skill project Malhotra as a potential top line NHL forward in time. This is, of course, from Jason Bukala from Sportsnet. He is active, aware, and engaged every single time he touches the ice, constantly looking for where to go next and what play is coming up. That mindset is rooted in a sophisticated and sharp IQ, not over-eagerness. This coming from Gabe Foley from Recruit Scouting. Malhotra is such a likable player because he plays a smart, responsible, and detailed game. He is the linchpin that holds his line together, letting his line mates go wild. Malhotra does not have many weaknesses. He's a strong skater who competes hard and can both score and make plays. This coming from Jordan Harris from Dobber Prospects. Let's take a look at those strengths that they keep talking about. IQ and his hockey sense, competitive drive and play creation, playmaking and passing awareness, pinpoint shooting accuracy, effective defensive game without the puck, great speed and agility, elusive and deceptive. And let's take a look at some things that are under construction, improvements to make. I know they mentioned that he doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses, but we will check these out here. Strong 2C, but can he elevate to be a top line center? Not overly physical, but not afraid to show that side. And that is pretty much it. Taking a look at his NHL potential, there isn't any doubt that Malhotra has the making of a strong, smart, and competitive second line center. He can dictate the pace with his offensive skill set and speed and can impact the game in all facets and in all three zones. He's the kind of player you want to get on the ice at any chance you get because you know you're going to get results. While he has the potential to be an effective center on the second line, can he go above that and be a top line center? Given his development and ability to elevate his game, every chance he can get, it is, of course, possible. Take a look at his risk/reward analysis. The risk, a 1.5 out of 5. The reward, a 4.5 out of 5. His fantasy hockey potential, 7.5 out of 10 for offense and 8 out of 10 for defense. Taking a look at his awards and achievements, Malhotra represented Team CHL at the CHL US Prospects Challenge. He's committed to Boston University for the 2026-27 season. We have some interviews and links here you guys can check out. As I have always mentioned, I will leave a link to this profile in the description down below. But let's take a look at his stats here. And we go all the way back to 2017-2018 with the BC Junior Canucks of the Brick Invitational, where he had 3 points in 8 games. And then in 21-22 for the Vaughan Kings U14 AAA, he had no points. He did not actually play a game there. But for the U14 AAA in the OHL Cup, he had 13 points in 5 games. And then for the CCM All Out U15, he had 7 points in 9 games. For the Vaughan Kings U15 AAA in the OHF U15 AAA, he had 8 points in 8 games. And then for the U16, I should say, for the GTHL U16, he had 19 points in 21 games. And then in the OHL Cup for the U16 AAA, he had 5 points in 7 games. And then with the U16 AAA in the U16 AAA League, he had 48 points in 48 games. And then with the Chilliwack Chiefs in the BCHL in 24-25, he had 26 points in 44 games. Then his first season, or I should say this current season with the Brantford Bulldogs, he has 84 points in 67 games. And then for Team CHL for the Prospects Challenge, he had 2 points in 3 games. And of course, he has yet to play for Boston University, as that will, of course, be where he plays next season. And then that is the end of the profile. Obviously, a bunch of videos here that you guys can check out as I leave the link to this profile in the description down below, as I mentioned. Definitely check these videos out. Caleb Malhotra is definitely a special talent, and whoever gets him, whether that's the Canucks, whether that's like a team like Calgary, they are going to get one heck of a player with Caleb Malhotra. I mentioned, obviously in the title of this video that, he is, a scout, basically said that he is a generational talent. Well, it was Sportsnet's rankings and prospect analysis that said that he was a generational talent. So keep that in mind while we continue to get closer and closer to the draft lottery. Obviously, I've always been super high on Caleb Malhotra. And hey, if the Canucks had more picks in the first round, I would want them to absolutely go after Caleb Malhotra and draft him, along with someone like, Gavin McKenna or an Ivar Stenberg, or even getting the Rough Twins too. But that's, not being really realistic. We're not going to get all of those players, but whoever ends up getting Caleb Malhotra is going to get one heck of a player and one talented kid with, high IQ, hockey sense, and he's going to be a big time player in the NHL once he officially makes his NHL debut. But I want to know what you guys think about Caleb Malhotra. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Caleb, and where do you think he could potentially wind up? Which team could he wind up with? Could the Canucks maybe trade down and try and get Malhotra? Perhaps it could be a ploy to try and get Manny Malhotra to stay and potentially coach this team, going forward. If they decide to move on from Adam Foote, could they use this as a way to try and lure Manny Malhotra into coaching by drafting his son? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the Line Change. And make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss any more in-depth analysis of your Vancouver Canucks, as well as your 2026 NHL Draft prospects. Excuse me. But that's going to do it for me. Once again, drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next prospect profile.